Hey everybody, Pete with Crunch Time Coaching. Today I've got a very exciting backhand video to share with you. It's actually straight from a course, Backhand Mastery, which is a 12-week course I made with one of my students, Mike. Great guy. This was our first lesson together. And also at the end of the video, if you watch this video and go, yeah, that looks pretty interesting, and you want more material, I actually have a 3-part free training series you can sign up for. As you can see, I'm back in the winter coat here in Atlanta. I just got back from a cruise. I don't know if you guys saw those YouTube videos where I am basically gloating in the sun in the middle of the ocean. Well, now I'm back to reality like everybody else. Anyway, enjoy this backhand lesson.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Backhand Mastery series. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to help transform your backhand over the next 12 weeks. We're going to go through a 12-week step-by-step program. You're also going to get to meet one of my students and get to know him very well. His name is Mike Strutton, and he came to us. He did not have the best backhand. We showed you a video before to kind of show you our first hit, and you're going to see how his backhand improves. Now, one thing I want you to get in your mind is do not skip steps. So I like to teach in a progression of if you follow each and every step we do, no matter what your level, whether you're 3-0, 3-5, 4-0, even 4-5, if you consider yourself, hey, I'd like my backhand to improve, I figure that's what you're looking for. Otherwise you wouldn't have taken on this course. Don't skip steps. Each move will help you. As you're doing these, you're going to see that they layer on top of each other, and when you're going out and playing your matches or hitting with somebody, you're going to start to feel a lot more comfortable, a lot more confident on your backhand. I like to work in a progression and start simple and then add layers. So what we're going to work on today, I'm showing Mike, hey, you see this right here? I'm getting ready to hit a regular backhand, but all I want you to think about is that the top hand is making that move. So we're going to be hitting some off-handed forehands. Even though we have a one-hand backhand, I think you want to get really comfortable with your offhand, and Mike did say it's one of the biggest keys. He couldn't believe how well it would work for him. Now, as we're coming through this, I'm going to show him that, hey, we can get topspin right away just by doing this. And the most important thing is look at how the edge leans in forward. Okay, let me actually do that again. I'm not very happy with that little drawing I showed for you. I'm talking about the top of the racket is going forward. It's not opening up at all, right? We don't have anything opening up with the frame. It's going to stay closed and go forward and through the ball, up and through the ball. All right? So you just see that work. You can see as I'm doing that, that would add some topspin. So I'm going to demo some for you guys. So before I just roll the video and you can kind of hear what I was doing on the court and everything, look how I'm trying to start. I'm trying to start myself out in front. I don't want a big backswing at all. I basically want to go right to the contact and not go through very much. So watch some of these strokes.
You just want to feel the contact. And so this is going to be the first thing we're going to do with Mike is he's going to go through.
All right, let me rewind a couple there so you can see a couple more rather than just the one. Sorry about that, but we're gonna watch a couple.
More and more natural. The first couple shots I hit actually felt weird. Now I'm starting to get this feeling, and we don't want much of a fall, so you just want to feel the contact. And so this is going to be the first thing we're going to do with Mike is he's going to go through and practice this.
All right, so there you go. So you can hear me saying, hey, even the first couple for me did not feel comfortable. Now we're going to have Mike come up and try some. So again, the reason we're showing Mike is we have somebody who's getting ready to go through a transformation, not somebody who's already has an amazing backhand, right? Somebody who's going to get better at his backhand. Now, the first thing I notice is, and this may happen to you, that's why we're pointing it out, is look where his racket face is. We can actually see it behind his body when I'm saying, hey, let's really focus on the contact. So look at all the space he's got to go now to bring his racket just to go meet the ball somewhere out here. That racket has to travel a lot, and he's not used to using his offhand. So let's Watch what happens here. So he goes to swing and he misses the first shot. And that's okay. He's not used to using that offhand. That kind of stuff is going to happen to you too. That's why I wanted to show you guys that. And I'm just reminding Mike, hey, you went too far back there. Let's go low. Let's make things simple. Let's go low. Let's stay at the contact point. So not much can go wrong. Here he comes with his next shot. And everything is feedback, not failure. His next shot, okay, he's hitting the ball. See that he's hitting the ball on the next shot. But I want you to pay attention to what he's doing here as he's hitting. Look at that. He's doing what I call a little twerk. See this? He's twerking up. Remember how we talked about the frame not doing that? We want the edge going forward, and we can clearly see that his edge now is leaning back. The top of the racket's leaning back and open. That's going to make the ball not have any spin on it, all right? And we want to start learning how to feel spin, even with our offhand. That's going to help when we put everything together. So here we go. I come up to Mike and I show him, hey, you're twerking here. You're twerking your hand up. We don't want to do that. We want to start nice out in front. And we want that edge doing that. If we do that, we're going to get topspin. We're going to get topspin. We're going to get topspin. So we're going to let Mike give it another go. So here we go. So we have Mike starting out in front. Now here's one thing we notice. Look at this. Where's the racket on the other side of his body? It's not there anymore. So already Mike is improving when we're working at just making contact out in front. We can see he's hitting out in front here. And we can see right away that the racket face is not twerking much, okay? And he's added some spin. The ball goes in the net, but he's adding spin already to the ball now. So he's already improving, already starting to get the feeling in his hand just with that little bit of feedback. All right, so remember that, because that very thing may happen to you. And one of the next things we caught on video, which I'm very glad we did, when people start correcting, start getting topspin, lots of times they're going to hit the ball in the net, and they get discouraged by that. Don't get discouraged by that. Mike is actually on the right track here, and we're going to show you in a second how he can improve and start to get that ball over the net. Now, first of all, look at this. Mike has what I like to call the kickstand leg. Look at his leg, very straight. So that is one thing that's not allowing the ball to go over the net, and he's not getting on the bottom of the ball as he's coming up. He's not getting up at the bottom of the ball when he goes to hit, and that's bringing the ball down. You can see that that ball is going down, right? Watch it go down there. There it is, in case you can't see the ball. It's going down. And so we're still getting the ball in the net. We got the topspin. We're going to correct that in a second. So I show Mike is you got to bend those legs. Look how my legs are bent here. You know, pretend you're doing a little squat. You want to feel some burn, right? Feel some burn on the top of the legs there, okay? And now lift up. Get down and lift. Now we'll get that ball over the net. Let's see if Mike can do it. So now we can see Mike has that nice bending in the legs, and look where the ball is going right away. Now it's starting to go up. His hand is coming from a lower position up to the ball, making the ball go up, and he's still got the topspin on there. So if you've gotten this far and Mike's gotten this far, it's time for a congratulations high five. Give yourself a little congratulations there, because Mike has come a long way in a short amount of time. And if you're doing the same thing, you are too. So now it's time to take that concept we've done with our offhand and add the top hand. But, that we've done with our offhand and add the bottom hand. But we really want to dominate the move with the top hand. Make a lot of that feeling in our top hand to get ourselves in position to hit that shot. Okay? So I'm just demoing that, and then I'm going to come here right now. I'm going to show you the grip that you want to have. You want to have what's called the motorcycle grip. So the way you find that is, look how I've grabbed the frame, and I'm going to grab it on top, and now watch how I kind of that's like the handlebars, the throttle right? You see that? I got the motorcycle grip there. I want my knuckles on top of the racket. I want the knuckles on top of the racket there. See that? Knuckles on top of the racket. Too many people are a little lower. They're a little lower, a little more in the middle of that racket, and that's what makes them have a weak grip. Okay, that's a weak grip to me. The motorcycle grip, that's a nice strong grip that's going to help you hit that one-hand backhand with a lot of topspin. It's going to naturally face the strings to the ground, as well as your top hand controlling that move too, like we've already talked about. So there we go. We got the motorcycle grip. And now you see the strings. When I show that, look how the strings are facing towards the ground, right? That's super important. So when you go to hit, you can have a nice contact point and roll through the shot. Now look, when we go to hit, you know, eventually we're going to get that racket back there and swing. But we don't want to focus on that right now. We want to keep everything simple out in front. Simple out in front. I'm going to demo some. So here we go. You can see I'm showing myself, hey, I want to keep those hands out in front. I want to keep them extended. I want to find a good contact point, right? I don't want my racket to move back much. Just get right to the shot. Look how far out in front that hit is. So no messing around. Find a far out in front contact point. Having the hands work together, push forward together, and extend. We can see that the ball has nice net clearance on it and already has a bit of a roll to it. Has a bit of a roll to it. Here, boom. Now look, another thing too that I start to point out is this is not a beginner move. Even though it's one of the first progressions we're going to do, what if the ball is coming deep and fast at your feet? Well, you're not going to have time to do a full preparation. So for balls that come really fast, land near your feet, taking the ball on the rise, this is the way you're going to handle those tough shots. It's real simple. And then just using the pace and getting it back. So you might use it for a return of serve that comes real fast. Ball that's hit right at your feet. Nice simple move. Right? You might hit like a little ball at your feet coming and just a little slow rolling passing shot right there. So this is how you control those fast balls, those really difficult shots with this move right here. So the end result of this progression right here is that Mike has got himself into a position, nice and simple. He's getting under the ball. He's rolling the ball and looking pretty good. Look at that. And look, watch the ball bounce up with topspin. So for somebody who a couple minutes ago was, hitting everything off their back foot, didn't really have a confident looking stroke, not a good contact point, we've got that all working in a short amount of time. And if he's going out and playing matches and looking like this, he's going to have good backhands. More than enough at a 3-0 plus level to go out there and compete and not have to be freaking out about a backhand coming to him. Now, of course, we've got a long way to go, but I hope you enjoyed that video. So that's the end of the first video. Make sure that you guys, are not in a rush to go through everything. Watch this video and go out there and practice this exact progression. Get real comfortable with it, okay? Because you can watch it and go, yeah, I understand the concept, but you got to go use it. Your body's got to get used to these feelings. And so thanks for sticking in there, watching the whole video. That you should give yourself a lot of credit, and we'll see you on the next video.